Welcome, friends. Thanks for stopping by again. And we are covering another classic TV episode today. And this one is from season 1 of The Incredible Hulk. That's right, The Incredible Hulk, which began in 1977 and is, of course, based on the Marvel character, but they aired about 4 or 5 seasons, I believe, in the late 70s and early 80s. Today, I decided to talk about the episode Terror in Times Square. This was from season 1. So the plot, of course, we have Banner, who is just going through town after town looking for a cure to his Hulk problem. He ends up in New York City because apparently there's some scientists there he's trying to track down. And while he's there, he gets a job at an arcade. And I just want to pause right there and say I love the format of the show. The idea that there's this drifter guy that can just waltz into a setting at the beginning of the episode. He's new to the setting, and he kind of sets up shop. In this episode, he gets a job at an arcade. He's only been there for 3 weeks. He's wooing the boss's daughter. Everybody there loves him. The boss loves him. He's just so charming. And then, of course, something's got to happen that causes him to Hulk out and go after some bad guys. In this episode, it has to do with some bad mobster types who are extorting the arcade owner for protection money. Well, they picked the wrong arcade to mess with because, of course, Banner is working there, and it's not long before he hulks out and he starts throwing these mobster guys to and fro and a lot of slow motion tosses and gets the better of them. And I like that. That's a lot of fun. But I still want to say a little bit about the concept of how this is set in the late 70s, early 80s, how you can have, in a way, kind of a gunslinger that moves into town trying to keep to himself, but some bad element messes with him, and then he uses his power to shut him down. It's very like Old West-like. And that's kind of the format they took with the show. And I love that. I love how Banner comes in, takes care of business, and then by the end of the episode, he's walking out, going to the next town. It's like you really couldn't get away with doing that today in the modern day with digital technology and social media and cell phones and cameras everywhere. It's like, I don't think that format would work. But in this format, you could still do that. In this time period, you could still get away with telling stories like that. And I just think that's neat, and I wanted to note that because I think that's one of the strengths of this show, how he can just kind of walk in, do his thing, and then at the end of the episode, walk out with, of course, what some have called the sad walking away music. It's the Lonely Man theme by Joe Harnell. It is a great piece of music. I really recommend you just Google it or check it out here on YouTube. It's on there. I can't play it. I really wish I could play music. I would love to talk about music, but I don't want to get copyright claims, and that tends to happen whenever you play musical cues. So I'm just going to advise you to check it out. It's haunting. It's sad. I don't even know any other way to put it, but once you've heard it, you will always remember it. It kind of reminds me of the theme to The Deer Hunter, the film The Deer Hunter, and I believe the tune is called Cavaltina, and that's a very somber, quiet, reflective, but also sad tune. And it's kind of interesting to me how this tune from The Incredible Hulk and that one, they really came out around the same time. I believe Deer Hunter was like 78. And so there's something about this era where they produced what I consider to be the 2 most haunting, saddest tunes of any film or television ever made. All right, real quick, I got the clipboard of creeps here. Just want to kind of mention a couple things. So in this episode, of course, Lou Ferrigno is running down the streets in Times Square, and according to some of the information I found, he was the only actor that filmed scenes in Times Square in New York. The rest of it was done on sound stages somewhere, so like Bill Bixby wasn't there, but Lou Ferrigno was. And they had to put these green slippers on his feet because he was running outdoors and he was running down the street, and it was to protect his feet. And Ferrigno joked that even the Mighty Hulk wouldn't want to run barefoot down the streets of New York in the 70s. But they actually did that quite often in the show. Anytime there's an exterior scene and Ferrigno's like outside, he's got those green slippers on to protect his feet. But it's especially funny here because of that. A couple of final thoughts I have is, first of all, I love the character, the Incredible Hulk. I have my water bottle right here. Here's a drawing of the Hulk on it. I still read Hulk comics to this day. I got one right here. It's a pretty good one. I just think he's an interesting character. He's a really fun concept. The idea that you're a normal guy, but if you get pushed too far, the rage turns into just this powerhouse that you can't control, and whatever force pushed you better look out. That concept is brilliant. Stan Lee and his group, when they came up with that, top notch. The show, The Incredible Hulk, definitely one you need to watch. I don't think it's streaming anywhere. I really don't. I looked, and I think because of rights issues, I believe Universal did the show. It's a Marvel character, but they licensed to Universal. That's why it's not like on Disney Plus or anything like that. But I have the DVD here. I think I have like the first and second seasons. I haven't watched these in a long time, by the way. I just had a mood today that I wanted to watch it. So I pulled out my old DVD. You can get these at the library. They're online. They're real easy to come by. I definitely recommend watch some Incredible Hulk. This episode in particular was a lot of fun, but they're all pretty good. Great show, and I recommend it. Have you seen this episode or the show in general? Do you have any thoughts on it? Please let me know. I'd love to get your take on it, but great stuff. All right, before I leave, I want to give a shout out to LSG Media. They are a group that produces some really good podcasts, mostly devoted to television and film. I'm actually wearing one of their t-shirts right now. I love this design. I've been listening to these guys for years. They're hilarious, and they do good content. So they actually have a YouTube channel. I'm going to put a link to their YouTube channel in my comment notes below. Check them out if you like some of their clips. They put clips up so you can listen to what they're doing, and if you like what you hear, you can go to their podcast and listen to more stuff. They got hours and hours of content. They're good people. Check them out. All right, thanks a lot for taking the time to watch my video. I really enjoyed watching and talking about The Incredible Hulk. I will be coming back at you with some other classic episodes from some other shows very soon. But until then, have a good one.